Howdy, 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 ladies and germs. How you guys doing? Back at it again with another action figure review. Today we're doing the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man Kingpin. Look at that side panel there. Some video game art. We got the same thing on the back, only larger. And we got a little sentence there. Let's see here. Focus, please. When the feared Kingpin, who controls New York City's organized crime families, is incriminated by Spider-Man, a mysterious new menace comes to power. I've never played the video game. It looks cool. Kingpin looks good there. Got the purple tie on the black suit. We got that. On the bottom, we got our barcode. On top, it just says Gamerverse. And there we go. Looks like we got the good old little cane, swappable head, and a pair of swappable hands. All right, out of the box, into the package. Look at these two head sculpts here. They're looking pretty dang good. We got the unhappy, pissy, angry Kingpin. And then over here we got the malicious, maniacal, smiley face. Pretty cool looking suit. I like the black and the purple together. We got the same old shoes as the previous two offerings. Nice little scarf there in the left side pocket. Pretty nice looking tie. I like it. We got, I think these are both can be cane holding hands. We got one with that ring and a smaller one. Smaller squeezy. And then of course we got his cane with the jewel on the top, which came with the previous two figures, I think. I'm getting like ideas in my head about this guy. Like, do you think I could pop a Thing head on here and then Thing hands? Do you think that would look good? We might have to give it a shot. We gonna have to put that to the test. All right, out of the box, out of the packaging, this big burly bastard is actually a pretty nice looking figure. Now, it's nothing different than what you've seen before with previous Kingpin figures and perhaps the Joe Fix-It Build-A-Figure and Deluxe figure. It's pretty much the same exact sculpt. You got the single jointed arms as well as single jointed knees on the legs. So all pinless, just all single jointed all the way around. Whoa. I was going to attempt to affix these Thing head and hands. The head does fit, but this no neck looking guy actually does have a neck, and it's skin tone. So when you pop this on, there's a skin tone neck. And then also these pegs, if you want to see the size of these guys, and then we compare it to this. So these guys aren't going to fit onto this figure. So it was a nice thought. And I thought it'd be cool to get a suited Thing just for fun, but it's not going to work out. But if we're looking at these head sculpts, I brought these three older head sculpts out from the retro as well as the Build-A-Figure. These new head sculpts are really nice. I mean, if you want, let's see here. I mean, the skin tone. I mean, wow. The new one just looks great. It's The skin tone, I would say, is better. The sculpt is superior. So we'll bring in another one. These two are pretty much identical. One's just got kind of grayer eyebrows, where this one's got the black. And I think this is the retro one. So, big ol' head on the new one. So we'll kind of, and then I think these two here are from the older Build-A-Figure with the kind of grayer eyebrows. But I'm not using either one of them, and I'll show you why during comparisons. So yeah, we got the two fisted hands. The left hand has the ring on the pinky, and then we got this, and then of course we got his little staff with the gem on the end. This time it's kind of ruby, where before it was like I think it was a more clear translucent one for both of them. I'm not sure. I have one right here, and it is clear like a diamond. But this is a pretty nice looking cane or staff. But then yeah, you got this kind of open hand here. You got this. I don't know if he can go like that, you know, like we used to do that as kids. I don't know. But we'll look at this head here. I think I like the creepy smile head much better. I don't know. Just seems more Kingpin. This is the businessman look. But decent figure, you know. It's just the sculpt with the single jointed elbows and knees is kind of. It'd be nice if they, you know, did some work and got the double jointed suited arms and legs, but you know, maybe that's down the line sometime. Let's see here. Let's go with the articulation. The head does move quite a bit. Tilts a tad. It does. Oh, it won't wrap all the way around. I'm gonna put this head on. Oh boy. Put this head on just because I like it more. All right, but yeah, it's gonna pop off if you twist it all the way all the way around to the back. Oh, come on, no, it won't even pop on. Let's go. There we go. All right, let's get back into this review here. Jeez, what's going on? Arm goes up about that high, so range of motion is not the best. Goes all the way around. It is very ratchety, so it kind of click, 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 click. Elbow single jointed, pinless. You know, it's not bad. Twist, and of course we got the little pivot there on the wrist. We do have the swivel on the waist. It feels like, what's going on here? Is it an actual stomach crunch? I can't tell. Or is it just a pivot on the waist? I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, I can feel, yeah, so up there is a stomach crunch. So he looks up about like that, or he leans back about like that, leans forward about like that. On the hips, he can't really do the splits. He's a big boy. Pinless, single jointed knee. And then of course we got very minimum tilt on the ankle, but it does pivot a little bit. Here, we'll kind of go to the side view so you get a better look. Down like that, up like that. Very minimal. So the posing for this is going to be restricted, but it's still not a bad figure. It just looks really freaking good. All in black. That purple tie with the scarf in the pocket looks really sharp. Now, in previous, you got the scarf that kind of came up. It was like one bump and two bump. You know, like it was like folded a certain way. This is just kind of lined up with the pocket. Looks very nice. That's kind of what you're supposed to do nowadays if you're wearing a suit. I do really like that tie, though. It is like shiny. And it, you know, he looks sharp. He looks like a badass. So I do like this figure. The articulation is just very restricted. It's very minimal. All the way around. I can't talk this morning. It's my day off, and I stayed up late playing Halo, and I just woke up, and so gotta get the brain moving. I guess I need my coffee. So apologies for the long-windedness, but yeah. So articulation, it's kind of, I wouldn't give it a thumbs down. It's just not a thumbs up. The paint and the sculpt is great. Both head sculpts are awesome. But there's a lot of reuse here. We're going to give him this cane. I think that's appropriate. Or we could not. I mean, all my other Kingpins, well, my one Kingpin, I guess, has his cane. This is a closed-handed cane-holding hand, where the other one is kind of an open grip, and it kind of just lays on there. Let's go through comparisons. We got a lot of big boys here. So we're gonna just jump right into that and hopefully get this thing going and get it finished quick. But we got this Kingpin, and this is the retro one. Now, if you notice, much smaller. So the new Kingpin is a bigger sculpt. It's just, and even the arms are bigger. So it is different, but they just, you know, they just made the same sculpt bigger. I think on both the legs. And actually the legs are different because he's got more like ripped calves, where it's just kind of on this purple leg here. It's just the pants just kind of fall down. But yeah, you can see his muscles kind of bulging through on this one. So maybe this is the Mr. Fix-It one. I don't know. But if you compare them, I mean, like, geez. This one almost looks dumpy to me now. I mean, yeah, so. There we go. So, big boys. Same sculpt here for the Build-A-Figure, but I got the Shadow King head that came with the hover chair Xavier. I do like this figure. I guess we could do some head swaps here, but that's okay. All right. Oh, of course, before we forget, we got this little card backer here. Don't need that. Got plenty of those. Lots of Spider-Man figures. I'm sure I got one of those laying around, so that's going to get tossed into the bin. Gosh, what else? Yeah, these guys are very much smaller. So these are the exact same sculpts right here, down to the vest on the inside. This guy's got the scarf with the gem on it. This one's just got the suit, but I thought this one was very appropriate for Shadow King. He looks like he should be running around in Egypt or somewhere, you know, because I think that's where he's from. And, you know, maybe throw some dirt, like give him the stormtrooper treatment and dirty up that white suit, but I'm not going to do that. All right, let's bring these guys back here. We'll bring in one of the cronies, the Rose, who actually turns out to be Kingpin's son. Pretty cool figure. It's a deep cut, I would say. I remember those days, I think mid to late 80s, when black-suited Spidey was dealing with Hobgoblin and Jack-O-Lantern, and Kingpin and this guy were kind of a part of it. It was a good storyline. So we got the Rose with his Rose. And then we got the new black-suited Spider-Man, also Gamerverse. So Spider-Man usually can beat up Kingpin, you know. He's probably stronger just for his size proportion there, but, you know, Kingpin is no slouch. I don't think he's on the strength level even close to like guys like the Hulk or Thing or Colossus. He's going to get destroyed. I also think Spider-Man, personally, that's my belief, Spider-Man's going to just bop him and knock his ass out. But they made Kingpin somewhat have super strength. I don't think he's lifting cars, but he can take a punch from Spidey. And he can also hand out a punch from Spidey. Or to Spidey. I remember, I think in those 80s comic books, like, Spidey attacks him and Kingpin, like, grabs his forearm and, like, he's like, oh, he's crushing my arm or whatever. Another big boy here. We got the Blob deluxe figure. Now, the size here is, they're not that far. You know, of course, Blob's got the belly, but they are close to being the same size here. I would almost say that the Kingpin is more, I don't know, more athletic looking, I guess you could say. He's just, in stature, he's probably a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? You're walking down the hall and you see the big guy and you're like, oh shit. You know, the big football player. You know, intimidated? Yeah, sure. He just looks like a bigger, stronger version. Now, what would happen if these two guys fought? I'm not sure. I'm really not. Like, Blob can't be moved. And his strength is on the level of guys like the Hulk and Colossus. And, you know, those guys could probably beat Blob into a bloody fat pulp. And I think Blob would come out on top if these two were to go up against each other. But it might be a good fight, you know. So, all right, let's put away the Marvel Legends. We're going to bring in some non-Marvel characters. If we're talking Kingpin, we're talking about a big, roly-poly looking guy that's king of the streets, that's kind of organized crime Kingpin. So we're going to bring in old Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin, suited up. He's got his little gun back here behind the umbrella, so he can bust a cap in your ass when you're not expecting it, especially if it's raining. So there's our penguin. DC Universe Classics. Got the pinstripe pants. The nice shoes. So yeah, we got penguin. Another bigger guy, we got Ram Man from Motu. I kind of like this figure. The articulation is underneath these rubbery legs here, so you can move and bend the knee, but it's underneath this rubber that is made to look like springs. So another bigger, larger guy. And another one, we got Typhoon. WWE. Very large. Kingpin is still bigger though. A lot bigger. Typhoon or Tugboat, or maybe even Shockmaster, if you will, is actually coming to a comic book shop that's just down the street from me. They just moved there, and now they are there, and it's lovely. And this guy's coming in August. And finally, big bald guys, we got this guy sneaking back onto the stage. We got Prince Albert, my one-time co-host, or once co-host. I had to let him go, but you know, I don't know. We're looking around. We're gonna see who wants it. So there we have it, guys. We got the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Kingpin. It's a nice figure. For a ranking or rating, I'm gonna give him a 6, which is average. It's just the articulation is meh. I gotta say the head sculpts look great. The sculpts on the hands are nice. The suit looks cool. I really think the suit looks sharp. You know, that's a word that my parents would say. You look really sharp in that. But, yeah, the black and the purple tie and the scarf look very nice. It's just monochromatic, you know. It's a lot of black, so it's just, you know, there wasn't that much work put into it. Like, if you take something like this, where you got all sorts of different colors. This is more like the Kingpin that I grew up to, but times are changing, so this guy's getting the 6, and that's going to do it for my Kingpin review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to see you on the other side. I don't know if I said this already, but Ozzy Osbourne died yesterday. So rest in peace, Ozzy. And then today, Hulk Hogan died, which is crazy. So it's too bad. All right, guys. Hey, peace out. And we'll see you on the next one. Looks like it's going to be Perceptor and the little tapes. So we'll see you back here soon. Peace out. Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, I really think that you should try getting some piercings.